Hey everyone, in today's video we'll be looking at some new Santarem Discus I bought. So these are discus that are native to some of the tributaries in Brazil. I think the Santarem tributary or river or lake or something like that. They're local to around that area. The ones I have are the ones I just bought, so I just bought 3 of them. And they are, I believe they're F3s. I'm not 100% sure. They're either F2s or F3s. And the original one I have, which I now know is a male, is an F1. So I'm really happy I found these locally. I've been looking for them for a pretty long time. I've seen them on like online stores a lot, but I just didn't want to like pay like a really large amount for shipping. So I kind of just was waiting and waiting until I found them locally, and recently I found them. I found these 3. The guy I bought them from Hans Discus, which is a really reputable discus seller, I guess. And he had kept them for around 3 weeks, and he just got sent like the wrong size fish. So I think he didn't want them or something, so he just sold them off. And I picked them up, and I put them directly into my 75 gallon. Like I said, he had them for a little while. They were all disease-free, healthy, eating, all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't too worried about it, and I just put them in here. I've obviously been observing them really well. So far, so good. I've had them for around 2 weeks now. They've been eating really well. I actually had 2 of them pair off, and they already spawned, and I'm really excited about that. And they've just overall been doing great. Basically, my plan with them is obviously to breed them. That's why I wanted to get more. I was really happy with the original male I had. He's starting to color up. You can kind of see the blue markings coming in on his face and fins and all that kind of stuff, and his ventrals are getting a lot longer and darkening up. So I've been like really liking that original male I bought, and so I just bought some more, and they've been doing great, as you can kind of see. So recently, well, I just got these recently, but last week, so around 10 days after I got them, the original one I had, which is a male, I now know is a male, and one of the ones I bought paired off and spawned. So I kind of saw the pairing behavior for a long time. And I was telling one of my friends that they're gonna spawn, they're gonna spawn. And he didn't believe me. He was kind of just like, no, they're not. They're so small. But, I thought they were gonna spawn. I obviously didn't think it was gonna be this soon. But they paired off, and then they spawned, and they kind of defended their eggs for a few days. I was really excited that they spawned. So that was really cool. I was not expecting it at all. I thought it was gonna take at least 4 or 5 months before I'd even have a chance to raise any. So obviously it's really exciting when it happens in like 10 days. So that was really cool. So far I haven't really had any success with spawning them. Obviously I've only had them for a couple weeks now, so I've only gotten the one spawn. Hopefully the next time they spawn, I'm probably going to put in like a slate piece or something, because the time they spawn right now, they kind of just spawn on the heater. So I couldn't really like pull the eggs out, and I couldn't really pull all the fish in the tank out. So I kind of just left it be, and inevitably kind of the eggs got eaten by the discus themselves. I think they might have got stressed out by some of the other fish or me or something. They protected them pretty well for 2 days, and then on the 3rd day they just ate them all. So that really sucks, but obviously they'll spawn again. So that I'm really excited about. Another really interesting thing about them is kind of how they're swimming. So I didn't really expect them to school this much. They're kind of like not necessarily schooling, but they're more like shoaling, I guess. So that was really interesting. They're kind of mainly doing that when I'm in front of the tank. I think it's because they're afraid of me. So they were really skittish for the first like 4-5 days or so. So the new ones were really skittish. And my male also used to be really skittish, which kind of shows that they are a schooling fish, and they do come out a lot more when there's a bunch of them. So the original male I had, he would kind of just hide behind a bunch of pogo stem on, and he'd never come to the front. But now that I put the other 3 of them in, they've all started coming out. They're always hanging out in the front. They're pretty personable. They're a little scared of me. I'm not 100% sure why, but they do know that when I come, there's generally food, and they generally stay in the front area. They're really afraid of the camera though, so which is why the video is not amazing. So I have to be like really careful. I have to sit in front of the tank for a while and like sit there with my phone in my hand And then after a few minutes, they finally realize that I'm not like a threat, so they kind of come back to the front. But they've been doing good. I'm really, really happy about it. I'll kind of update the breeding progress as it goes on. I'm planning on pulling the specific pair and moving them to another tank. So if any of you guys have any like breeding tips or anything, I've never bred Discus. These are actually like the only 4 Discus I've ever kept. So if you have any breeding tips or anything like that, definitely let me know. I'm always interested to learn. So I'm sure some of you guys have bred Discus. Some of you watching this video, I'm 100% sure at least a few of you have bred Discus. So if you have any tips, tricks, anything like that, definitely let me know. As always, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything like that, leave them down in the comments below. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.